when we are talking about the digitization or e-commerce, I think we have seen big changes in this industry already. If we talk about Ola or Oyo, then we know that what they have done differently. That is definitely standing them away from being just a taxi agency or the company. So, what does that mean? Is basically their reach goes very large, right? So multiplying the visibility of the company to the different sales channels. They got a faster communication. They adopt the new ways of communication. So e-commerce really help reach out to the customers in the various sources. Customer centricity becomes very high through digitization or e-commerce, where we are placing everyone, every customer at the center of the business. For example, the Amazon, whatever way they are thinking something, they are always placing the customer at the center and deciding if their policy to be making some sense to the customer. And so there are a couple of more points like better decision making. For example, data is a knowledge, and knowledge leads to better decisions. And while working with the digitization, one can able to source a lot of data sources. So that is how decision making like the data becomes quite efficient. And productivity and efficiency, which are linked with the data information, technology orientation, real-time information. So these informations are helping through the digitization only. So innovations are the part, easier teamwork, which we see, or the working condition we can see in this environment where things are changing very rapidly. If you are able to connect with the customers and knowing the real time their requirement, and we adapt the changes accordingly. So one can safeguard themselves from inventorizing a lot many commodity and of course releasing the working capital. So digitization and e-commerce is the currently we can see that is how India has grown rapidly. In spite of COVID and everything, we are getting the better funding even the previous years. So definitely we can understand from the discussion that shift towards digitization or e-commerce is the better way or new way to think how to change from the traditional practices. Yeah, so if I talk about the supply chain, the garment industry, if you see from the supply side, majorly we see that five challenges are there. Number one is of course the raw material issue. It can be quality, it can be timely availability of the right quantity. Then the second problem which we can see is about the inventory management issue, because even today in most of the garment factories we can see people are getting used and Excel is still preferred way to secure the information. So old methods are still in the practice. Production delay is the third problem which we can see is happening. So in factories, basically human errors, inefficiency in the supply chain, slow production, outdated manufacturing processes, lack of transparency. There are a couple of reasons due to which production is getting hampered. And across most of the factories which are not able to scale, are the main reason is only. Further, we can see the order processing issue. Lengthy and big processes are there in many ways for achieving it. Because if we see taxi transaction happens just with a click. In trucking, it happens within maximum a week. But in here, we see the transaction happens over the 60 days period, 90 days period. And during that process, if something is not getting identified at the right time, then definitely the probability of delaying the order becomes very high. And the last, which we see the problem is the garment defects. So processes in terms of we talk about the push buttons, holes, or stains, discoloration. So while we see the whatever we are wearing today, this looks quite simple today, but whenever it is getting manufactured through the factories, then they are going through so many processes where human errors might be there, due to which defects can be created. And checks are also human tendency are there. So one can have a big miss. So and poor communication, tendency of hiding the problems. There are so many things which we can see the problems are lying in this industry. And the solution is very simple, which we are trying to do, is basically digitizing everything, and creating the transparency. So from planning to manufacturing, order processing, distribution, we are having a robust software which helps to handle the operational tasks and distribute activities in a real-time fashion, where brand, supply, and even operations we are dealing with are on the same platform. So I think this is the transparency which is required to build the trust, which was missing. And with this, at least supply side problem we can solve. But if we talk about whether this will be solving every problem of the buyer side as well. So I'm just talking about the supply side challenges as of now. Because buyer need a lot many new things. Buyer might be looking for the sustainability, consumer demands, input efficiency, or the competition is growing very fast. So they are also looking for the gaining competitive advantage. So we need to bifurcate the problems in this industry, what exactly we want to solve first, and then how we want to go. Because this industry is very dynamic. Their innovation requirement is very high. Now the brands are looking for high with low depth. So are we able to give them the right solution in terms of low MOQ, higher fashion expertise? So these are the problems which I'm talking about. So yeah, I have talked so far about the supply chain. Yeah, that's a very good question actually. Because while working for the startups almost a decade now, so I'm also looking for how people are building their platform, because I've been part of the different companies starting from the taxi for sure, then Ola, Blackbird, and now Fashion Jar. So basically, what exactly people are looking for, because it's a different growth stage which we are talking about, might be new to industry, might be new to the company. So the foremost requirement which I see, and just not new to the e-commerce, but even when retailers, the brick and mortar retailers were coming and the specs were talking about, that was something different from the mom and pop stores. So even that time we saw the same challenges, but in e-commerce challenges gets multiplied due to the faster pace and the market disruption which they are looking for. So the foremost requirement which comes is to have the passionate people while we are working, right? Because what we are trying to enter, we need to test the concept. So if we like something and we are just jumping the gun for that, that may be the wrong approach. So if we have some concept in mind, we have to test first. And for that, we can leverage the startup programs. We have to create a business plan which can be focused more on the structure, which one should be having across the different years, and how to operate, looking at the fund and the sustainability. Then, of course, one has to hire the team very wisely, because at initial stages we are looking for more of the people who can get the different heads. And after the initial phase, at fifth or sixth year, we are looking for the people who can be focused on one particular department. Then we have to set the goals as well. How do we define the success? How we want to measure it? So by taking the time upfront to chart a course for ourselves, we have to stay focused on impactful activities. It becomes easier to say no to the distractions, and that is how it should be our habit. And we have to, if we can define the niche, like what is my right target segmentation, customer segmentation, then definitely one is very focused on resource deployment, deciding the strategy, execution focus. So that becomes very robust. One has to be agile, because if we see the COVID pandemic, lot many well established startup or the new companies, everyone faced the challenges. So in agility, whoever was able to change their business model with the kind of situation we have in ground, because either we will have our customer, we need to focus and change the focus a little bit. For example, in garment industry, when major goods were not moving, but we saw that the kid was into the trend, and whenever it was requirement as well. So whoever was able to build this fast, it was helping to the Indian economy, to himself, to the people, and of course we were getting a very good name across the world. So being agility is very much required, and of course customer relationship has to be nurtured. That means the things which we are facing problem in a regular model or in the changing environment. If we know our customer very well, then we will know that how to serve them better, and we will keep on improvising what they are looking for. So we should not be complacent with what we have achieved, the short term and long term goal. And of course, find support, because if we have always like-minded people together, then we can understand better that how the things are getting changed, which particular direction I should be looking for, and we can ease out the patience. So I think these are the couple of things I would suggest as a tips whoever is looking for startup. So if you see, whenever we are deciding like why I am choosing a fashion jar, it's not about the fashion jar per se, right? So it is basically in which segment I want to enter. Whether I want to go into the well-established organization like RBG Group, or whether I should be choosing the e-commerce segment. The second question which comes is like in which industry I want to go, then which company I should be going, and at which growth phase of the company I should be joining. So these are the four big questions which I ask myself whenever I am selecting any new assignment. And let me tell you, I spent 6.5 years in one company and 3.5 years in the last company. So that makes me very close to, be with the company as far as possible, right? Because changing the company every time may not be the right approach. While you are building the relationship with the people, with the customers, suppliers, then of course you want to justify to everyone. So now coming back to the fashion jar, I always wanted to be part of the e-commerce, because kind of flexibility and the impact which you can create in the country's economy becomes very tremendous. Then the next question which I talked about, the right industry. So basically I want to choose industry where is adding significant value. So in terms of export, in terms of employees which are engaged in this garment industry, numbers are so impressive that you want to be part of that. And the foremost behind this is the information available in the system. Because, for example, Ola get into this P2P model, while there was nothing developed as such, they were working more towards, industry was working more towards, house station or airport drone, railway drone, or at the next the rentals. But what they have done was a tremendous without having much information. But they took good time, they invested a good amount, and definitely they have come to a very good platform. So I was thinking that while I'm working, changing some industry now, if we can have the more information available for them. So garment industry as such, which is export oriented, has to be heavy on the information. So in that research was able to explain that what are the things we are doing on the ground, and industry pain points, and the success of levers. These are the things which are the predefined in this industry. So this becomes quite evident that in this industry, if you can solve the problem of supply by giving them payment on time, explaining the right specification which buyer is looking for, and for the buyer perspective, if we are able to deliver the things on time, we can minimize the rejection on time, we can improve. Then we are adding some value. And of course, while I'm part of this industry, I'm looking for that, that fashion jar should not be just the buying house. The way Ola and Oyo has come out of the model where they are no more known for just a taxi agency or the travel agency. They are the big names, big brands. Similarly, I want to bring that kind of a change in garment industry while working for the fashion. And how to choose the right company? If I answer that, because this company was having very well defined goals and responsibilities, what they are looking for. So in spite of being early stage startup, just Series A funding, still company is very clear what they are looking for. And culture is something which I will vouch for, that if founders are so much cautious about culture should be very good in the company that talks about. And of course, when we have two things in hand, then timing and phase of joining also suggests that if you are joining, then join at the phase when you can bring the maximum impact. So early stage startup was my choice where capability balancing can be done, new team hiring can be done, and we can create the structure which can be the scalable. So whatever things we are building, that can be executed here. With the vast experience across a decade, we have so many people in our touch who want to bring and have initiated the same sort of energy. Then it becomes quite evident that if I'm trying to do some big changes, then these changes can be done when I'm at the early stage of startup. And that gives very good energy, very good confidence. While you want to come daily, interact with the team, make them motivated, because that is what the culture we want to build here.